Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. Use code Mase, Cam, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and claim your CeeDee Lamb free pick for all customers. All he needs is 1 yard for an easy W on your first cash entry. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Killer, what's going on, man?
Murder, what up? Me and you all right, man? We good?
Yeah.
All right. I came in, you gave me your left hand and all that. You ain't say pardon my left for nothing when I thought it was a little disrespectful, to be honest with
My
you.
bad,
I had to make sure we was all right. I ain't say pardon my left for nothing. You gave me one. What was that about, though? I ain't know. I was making sure everything was cool, man. I got your glasses on, matched my suit today. I'm making sure everything was all right. They threw me the left, right? I said, all right, I'll ask him about it when we get on the air. Make sure everything was
no,
cool.
it wasn't that.
All right, making sure we good. Seen the debate last night?
Yeah,
I
man.
was watching that joint, man. Word. I called Stat about the moderator. She was cute. I asked her, I said, yo, who that? I called her, said, yo, who that joint interviewing them and all that? Lindsay somebody, right?
Yeah, Lindsay.
Yeah, I found out
She's great.
Found out she was married and all that. Did the homework. I started liking mad at her pictures on Instagram that I went all the way down and found out she was married. I was like, fuck it.
Already there.
That's how I go. You get them attention, you start liking like 17 pictures in a row. Then I hit you with thank you for the love.
That's so funny. She did look great, though.
Yeah, She was a cutie pie last night, man. No disrespect to her husband. I didn't know she was married when I called Stat about it.
The more you know. Okay, so let's get started. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson allegations are arising again. He has been accused of sexual assault and battery, which allegedly occurred in 2020. So the new lawsuit is under investigation, and although it's still being investigated, what are you guys' views on the situation as a whole, and then him still being in the quarterback position? What do we think about all these conversations?
Deshaun Watson got a lot going on. I mean, and it seemed like he got everything going on but football. So that makes it not a good thing when you think of his situation over there in Ohio is just becoming crazy. The amount of money that they paid him, over $200 million. And to think all of that is going to be plagued and sidelined and held and halted and all of the words you could think about, postponed, derailed, paused, all of this just because he just wanted to be touched, is wow. And to think that if this young lady goes through with this and she gets paid, who knows if it'll ever stop? When do you think it'll ever stop? Is it really that much going on? It's just so many concerns, and they're non-football related. So even if they do the investigation, and now this is just a complete distraction to this team and the rebuilding of it. I mean, they could have just kept Flacco, like Killer said yesterday. They could have kept Flacco if it was going to be all of this. Because it said the young girl, she wanted, not young girl, but, she wanted $1 million. And she's not filing the formal charges, so it's definitely just she want to be compensated for pain and suffering. Pause. And to think if any of this is true, it's kind of crazy.
Just trying to think how to start. Why you ain't been saying nothing, man? Niggas is like, yo, niggas is coming out of the woodwork. That's one of them joints. And I'm before I say I'm not victim shaming. That's first and foremost. Anybody who went through something tragic, I'm sorry for you, and not just Deshaun Watson, period. That's first and foremost. But you had plenty of time to say something about this. And to me personally, I know people want to get paid, but if I felt that I was disrespected, I would want the person in jail. It is none of these cases are trying to prosecute him to get him to go to jail. It seems like it's an all ploy for money. And I'm not saying money can't make you feel better, but sometimes it's about principle. If you felt you was disrespected or you felt that you was done wrong to, and you'd be like, yo, money's fine, but I need him punished besides hitting his bank account. And all these charges that he get, is none of them trying to put him in jail. It's all about what can we settle out for.
That's an excellent point, Killer.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, and that's a conversation we have to start talking more about. Not to cut you off.
Okay, you could.
Yeah, because if like you said, if somebody really hurt you, you should want justice. And it seemed like people are allowing their justice to be bought, and that's what is alarming. When I heard Killer say that, that's what jumped out to me. Is like, if you don't want justice, you just want cash.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to really think about, and we have to think about that whenever that happens all across the board. Like, why don't you want justice? Why is it a dollar amount that, and that speaks to the society that we're in, that people don't even want justice. They just want cash. Or maybe the justice is cash.
But listen, I think money is some type of justice as well. As it helps you provide a better lifestyle moving forward. But if you felt really disrespected, I want to prosecute whoever.
Yeah, you wouldn't want this to happen to somebody else if it really happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, listen, we seen in our time growing up, Mase, we seen Mike Tyson go to jail.
Yeah.
We seen Tupac go to jail.
Yeah.
We seen a plethora. We seen most recently Bill Cosby go to jail.
Yeah, they didn't just want money.
Yeah, they wanted people to go to jail.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So in all of these scenarios, I'm just trying to figure out what's 27, 28, whatever, however many lawsuits are against him. Not one person wanted him to go to jail. And that's the only part that concerns me. And like I said, I'm definitely not victim shaming. I just more concerned about why don't anybody, and listen, I don't want you to go to jail if you're not supposed to go to jail either. I'm not trying to imprison you either. But what I'm saying is, Bill Cosby, 197 years old, and they just put him in jail, bro, because he did something wrong. And none of these cases are seeming like jail time. And I'm not, like I said, I don't want Deshaun Watson to think I want him to go to jail. I don't want any of these victims to feel like I'm victim shaming. I'm just saying it's a gap in between what's going on between his cases and the victims, to where, like Mase said, your justice could be bought. And sometimes people's justice can't be bought. It's about a bigger picture.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like. I'm not saying it can be bought. I'm saying that is exactly what it looks like, because it's an injustice to other young ladies if that did happen, because part of being your sister's keeper, just like my brother keeper, is making sure that what happened to me, I wouldn't want to happen to anyone else. And you have to put a stop to that, even if it costs you a few dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, so then also basically after his performance after game 1, he was basically explaining what had went wrong. He said, I lost my dad Friday, I lost my brother, my teammate yesterday. So it's been a long week. It wasn't even really about football. So given now the new lawsuit and then what has happened in his family life, do you guys believe Deshaun Watson should still be playing at this time?
If the rumors are true, he shouldn't be playing. But if the rumors are just allegations, then he probably should be playing until we get to the bottom of what's going on. But I think because there's been so many documented issues around this same area, I think a turtle could show up and say, you know what, Deshaun touched me, and it sticks, pause, because It's just where his name is at this point. Once you get a reputation, people can come from anywhere and get money for that same thing. So I think at that point, it's going to be up to the franchise to say, you know what, take a leave of absence like you would do to a police officer or anybody else, because you're now costing the team money. You're not even making the team money. You're costing them. And it won't be long before somebody get the balls paused to just say, I'm going to sue the team. Because if you was harmed anywhere else, you would go after the employee of it.
They probably signed the contract. I don't know for sure. You're right, though. You're absolutely
Man,
right.
if you're trying to get the cash, got to get the dough.
No, you're right. Listen, Tracy Morgan got hit by a Walmart truck and said, we got to take it to the top for us. We got to go to corporate with this. So, yeah, 100% right. As far as everything else you said about losing his father, losing his friend, teammate, etc., speaking from somebody who lost their mother less than 2 years ago, I get that, and I understand it. But one thing I will say is just you can't be out there if you're not mentally ready. It's not fair to your teammates. It's not fair to the fans that come to see you. If you're mentally not ready, and that's, you're playing the most important position in football. So if you're not ready, you're doing your team and the fans a disservice by being there. And I'm not rushing the grieving process whatsoever. It never gets easier. I'll tell you that much. So it doesn't seem like it thus far for me. But you can't do the team a disservice. If I'm in that situation, if my mind isn't mentally there, I wouldn't even said that because I wouldn't have played. I would have said, I still need time to get myself together before I could come back and be 100%. I'll leave all the other stuff Mase talked about for Mase to say, but I'm just talking about as far as death is concerned. I get that. I understand that. Some people use it as motivation. I remember somebody died in Shaq's family, and he thought he wasn't coming to the game, and he popped up in the second and third quarter and ended up busting ass and was pointing to the sky. I think it was grandmother, if I'm not mistaken, or grandfather. I'm not sure who it was, but some people use it as motivation, and some people use it as to thrive and make their team better. But if you're not mentally ready to play because somebody passed a situation in your personal life, it's okay. Take time to get it together. And secondly, for Deshaun Watson, and I'm not just throwing that out there because where it's him or anybody else, but one thing for sure, two things for certain, Deshaun, take your time to get back if you're mentally not there, because your money's guaranteed. It ain't like you're going to miss out on any money. You're definitely going to get your money. So take your time and get yourself together, because if what's going on in your personal life was a reflection of week one, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good, bro.
Okay. So let's discuss NFL Week 1 as a whole. So there was a lot of takeaways, but from what we've seen from the rookies, who do you guys believe had the best debut?
I'll let Killer go first on this, but we know it wasn't Caleb. We know Caleb.
I don't know who the fuck had a good debut with the rookie. It wasn't Bo Nixon either. He ain't look good neither. See, Stabby knowing this shit, tight ends from fucking North Carolina and shit. I wasn't doing this homework when I seen this topic. I'm like, yo, I'm not studying every rookie. The linebacker from Seattle. Nah, bro, I don't know who the fuck was the best rookie. We know Bo Nix and we know Caleb, and them niggas ain't really do that good. And so Stat knows the answer to this question. It's probably some nigga from North Carolina who had like 6 tackles.
That she knows she's trying to bring attention to the
a defensive lineman has 7 tackles and 1 interception in a losing effort. Stat, you tell us who is the best rookie this first week. Yeah, you let us know.
Yes,
First of all, that kind of crazy stray, because yes, I know random people, but like I said, I like to do the due diligence.
No, listen, I'm not saying that's not a good question, but I'm not figuring out on the Tennessee Titans, the rookie who had a sack and a half and all that pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my pick, and I explained it last week. I think Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy, like he had a good game. I know you tried to play it off and be like, well, he didn't really do that much.
No, he had
It's
a
like,
no, it was
I thought
pretty
that
good.
was a good debut.
No, don't get me wrong. He did have a good debut, but it was just the reason and I don't want to diss him because I looked again. It was really good, but it just looked better on the highlights. Highlights was good. Yeah. No, listen. Let me tell you something. You got to have 2 points and make number one on Sports Center top 10.
If it's the right 2 points.
Yeah, if it's the right two, you can make it. But I think from looking at everybody, I have to agree with Stat because I don't know all the rookies who had an impact.
And Stat, don't forget Jordan Mason. Don't forget the Mason.
Jordan Mason's a rookie?
Oh.
Yeah.
He said he just had to put Mason in the conversation. That's all that mattered.
But you know what I think? I think I made a mistake yesterday, Murder, when I was talking about it. It wasn't that he's a rookie. He's undrafted. I said, and that's my mistake, people, for those watching yesterday. And I thought about it when I got home. He isn't, because I said the first rookie says Adrian Foster for the Texans. And what I meant to say is that he's the first undrafted player to have those same stats.
Okay.
So that was my mistake. Pardon me.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the rookies. We're excited to see how you guys perform in week 2. Moving along, we're going to talk about some basketball. So Hoops Hypes released their top 25 players in the NBA. I'm going to read the top 14. So we have Jokic, Luka, SGA, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Ant-Man, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Davis, Wemby, Kevin Durant, Halliburton, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. So just initially hearing that list, what do you guys think about the top 14 players that they listed for this season?
No, Ja, that's all I heard. That's all I heard is cap. Until you put Ja in that list. Ja is coming back. Y'all better be ready too. Ja will be back. I'm going on record. I'm running with Ja this season.
Pardon me 1 second. Let me get this. Get sturdy real quick. Pause. I can't wait to see Ja Morant as well. I have to agree with Mase. I think Ja's going to have a really good impact. But what I will say about Ja, as much as I love Ja and a Ja Morant fan, he has not been healthy for a whole season ever since he's been in the NBA. Him and Zion, they just can't stay healthy, whether it be in the playoffs, whether it be in the regular season, whether it be whenever. We have not seen a whole season of Ja Morant. I remember the year before last, he missed a plethora of games, and they were actually at a better record when he wasn't playing. And I remember they was talking foolishness like, oh, do the Memphis Grizzlies need Ja Morant? Which was nonsense. Of course you need Ja Morant. But that's how many games he missed, that they were something like 19-3 without him or something crazy. And my slogan, the best ability is availability. So if we don't get a full season, or not even seeing a full season, give us 60 games. And that's kind of crazy too. I'm not even talking about Ja Morant. They were trying to settle for 60 games out of our superstars these days. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, I hope he comes back healthy. I hope we get to see at least 60 games for Ja Morant, because to add on to what Mase was saying, I should say, Ja Morant was third team All-NBA at last time we seen him play a good amount of games. He was second or third team All-NBA. We know what happened last year. He had to sit out, then he got injured, had surgery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I am very, very excited to see Ja Morant this season, but his health is going to play a big part on how far the Memphis Grizzlies go this season. What I did also notice from this list is that the top 5 players, the top 5 players, none of them are from America. What are we doing? Like America, I'm telling you, I don't know what are they doing in Asia. I keep seeing these little kids dribbling basketballs at 3 years old, crossing over. And I'm like, I don't know what it's about, but we're losing the country. We're losing as a country, we're losing the sport. And when you got Joker number 1, Luka number 2, Shea number 3, Giannis number 4, Joel Embiid number 5. Mase, do you have a problem with this order?
I really do have a problem with this order, and I'm not sure if they think they're losing it because they won, USA won the gold, so they think we still got a grasp on what's going on. But it's changing.
The one thing, not to cut you off, it's probably no one country better than us as a country. All these people that I'm naming are from different parts of the world. So collectively as one country, it's probably no one country yet that's better than the United States. But if we're singling out one person from Europe, one person from Canada, one person from Australia, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what order would you have this in? Who you think is in the top 5 that shouldn't be in the top 5, and who would you replace in
Give
the
me
top
that
5?
top 5
Yeah,
again.
so it's Jokic, Luka, SGA, Giannis, and then Joel Embiid.
That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. Do you have a problem with the list?
I wouldn't change that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this list either, to be totally honest with you. And that's why I just said what I said. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's
Are you
kinda
mad at
crazy.
that list, White? No, I totally agree. So I was just referring to the top 5. So if for the people that don't remember what stats said, rounding off the top 14, we have Jason Tatum at 6, Anthony Edwards at 7, Jalen Brunson at 8, Anthony Davis at 9. And then this is where I would start changing shit up at. You know what I'm saying? Victor Wembanyama is a great talent. No, I'm going to put Steph Curry before that, or Kevin Durant. We got at the bottom 4, Kevin Durant, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. Until further notice, at the bottom of this list for me is Tyrese Halliburton and Victor Wembanyama until further notice. And then we have to figure out where we put Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry, in which order you want to put that in. They all look sensational in the Olympics. They all look like they still have a lot of gas left in the tank. But I don't put Tyrese Halliburton over LeBron James or Steph Curry. And I don't put or Victor Wembanyama until further notice. I think that's a little disrespectful.
So I know you guys said you guys were okay with the top 5, but considering that, the Celtics just won a ring, do you guys believe all these players should be above Jason Tatum?
I personally think Jaylen Brown should be in that list. I know a lot of times they keep trying to exclude Jaylen Brown. I truly believe Jaylen Brown should be in that list, and he should be over Tatum. That's just my expert opinion.
And what was the exact question you asked that?
Yeah, so you guys said you guys were okay with the top 5, but considering that the Celtics just won a ring,
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that we're rating individual players according to this list. The Celtics, to me, have the overall best team. And this isn't a team list. This is an individual list of individual talent. Mm-hmm. So I think that the best players, I'm not mad at Mace's assessment as far as Tatum, Jaylen Brown being on this list or above or below Tatum. I think they're kind of 1A and 1B, whether it be Jaylen Brown ahead of him or Tatum ahead of him. I think that they have an overall good team, and this list is based upon individual play. We sat there and talked about it even the Olympics on how they got Derek White to play. And they're like, why didn't you get Jaylen Brown, et cetera, because they're assembling a team. And a team doesn't necessarily mean have 12 all-stars. You have role players. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to teams, that's what you have to have. I think Boston Celtics has great chemistry as far as their coach is concerned. People know what they're doing. Al Horford is hungry, even though he's 109 years old. Derek White knows his position. Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum on either night, they could both go off. Last season in the playoffs, I believe it was Jaylen Brown's the whole playoff, and that was exceptional. But they have a great team, and I have to give Brad Stevens a lot of credit when it comes to that. And pardon me again, you have a person on Olympics with Drew Holiday. You got 3 Celtics, not even Jaylen Brown, because they're trying to access a team, put together a team. And I have to give a lot of credit to Brad Stevens was what I was about to say, because a lot of people was like, yo, you going to get rid of Marcus Smart, though? Come on,
he
bro.
brought a genius move.
Yo, that's crazy. Marcus Smart, he's the heart of the team. And XYZ, and Brad Stevens made that call and it equaled out to a championship. So I think overall the Celtics have the best team. But when it comes to individuality, I'm not mad at this list, and I'm not disagreeing that Jaylen Brown should be somewhere on this list as well. I'm just referring to the bottom half of the list, the order is in.
All right. Killer, let me ask you this. Do you think, what's his name, Derek White? Do you think Derek White did anything on that team that Kyrie could not have done?
Did he do anything on the Boston Celtics?
On the USA. On the USA.
Oh, USA. Well, see, this is the thing about it, and I heard a lot of people talking about this. What happens is this, and this is why I heard a lot of times Carmelo wasn't able to get a job when he was out the NBA for a little while. I think that when you're putting a team together, other players respect other players to where they may defer to them. And when you got Kyrie Irving on the floor, you may be like, go get busy. You may want to watch him do the show, put on the show while you're on his team. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I brought up Carmelo, because they were saying that if you start younger players and Carmelo comes off the bench, you got somebody who's growing up their whole career looking at Carmelo that you started to like, yo, this Melo, bro. Like, why is he getting? You start questioning in the organization. Why isn't he playing this, that, and the third? And to answer your question, I don't know if Derek White could or did or didn't do more than Kyrie could do. But I think that having too many superstars sometime, what's the word I'm looking for? Messes the chemistry up. And I think Derek White was a good personality, so to speak, to have on the team as opposed to saying.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, as opposed to saying, yo, nah, it's Kyrie, nigga. You gotta let him cook. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's just my opinion. As far as skill-wise, of course Kyrie could have did everything that Derek White did. Maybe he might be a little smaller in the liability on defense. Yeah. But offensively, absolutely. But I don't think they brought Derek White there for offense. I don't think that's what he came for.
So for this next topic, I'm really excited to get you guys' opinion on this because I thought this would be a good little discussion. So out of the best active ringless NBA players, who has the best chance, in your opinion, at getting a ring this season?
The best ringless. This is what it's come to, fellas.
Yo, Murder, real quick before we start, a few people hit me today, and they said they need you to do a segment every week on who gotta go.
Gotta go.
They said every week you should do a segment on this nigga gotta go. So I like that. So maybe every Wednesday you make a list of what niggas gotta go. I
definitely got a few niggas that gotta go.
You go week by week. So a few people hit me today and was like, yo, tell Mase you need to do a segment on that every week. And we could actually do the intro of when Mike said all the asses gotta go. And that could be the intro to your segment if that's something you want to do.
I like that. And so, Stat, we was talking about the ringless.
Yeah. Best active ringless NBA players. Who has the best chance?
Oh, man. Minnesota. Minnesota definitely is up there. Because you can't say Phoenix because Kevin Durant has won before. So right now, the best ringless team would be Minnesota or the 76ers. I don't know. 76ers might be right. They might be 1A and 1B like Killa'S.
Players or
teams?
teams?
Players.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, Ant-Man. Who else? Joel Embiid.
So here, I have a list of some players specifically that I kind of wanted to see you guys' thoughts on. So I'll just read the list and then you guys kind of tell me. So got James Harden, Westbrook, Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Dame, DeMar DeRozan, Embiid, and Devin Booker. Who has the best shot this season, do you think?
Oh, the best shot, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid on Ant-Man.
I love that list. That's a great list because we're thinking about more current players than the people you just named in the league probably 10 plus years. Yeah. So it's a lot of people on that list that Yeah, it's about that time for it's almost over. The two people that stand out the most, because we could have sat there and threw Luka in the list as well. But I like the list that you just named because these players that you seem to have named have over 10 years in the league. But the two names that stood out the most for me, stat, is Paul George, and I'll name the two players with the best chance. I'll do both at the same time. Players and the best chance. The two players with the best chance to me off that list you just named is Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Because Russell Westbrook is now with Denver and Paul George is now with the 76ers. So those two have the best chance of winning a ring. And not only that, those are two players that have been around a long time without a ring. So I thought I'm killing two birds with one stone. I think those are the two players, and those are also the two players that have the best opportunity to win a championship.
Okay, and then I'm assuming you agree. Okay, and then on the opposite end, who has the worst chance this season, in your opinion?
Chris Paul.
Top of the list, Chris Paul.
And I hate to say that. I hate that for Chris Paul because when he goes out to San Antonio, I'm expecting him to have a hell of a year, though. I'm expecting him and Wemby to really get it going out there. I think they get right under the play-in, pause somewhere right there. They add one more piece, they're right there in the play-in or something.
I would agree with Mase. I was just about to say that with Chris Paul, Chris Paul, we know he's towards the end of his career, but he still has a lot of basketball left. It just didn't look really well last year for him in Golden State. And I actually called that from the beginning of the season last year. I said, this is a terrible fit. They didn't really care for Chris Paul. They didn't like him. They put up with him. Chris Paul wasn't used to coming off the bench, a career starter. It was just very uncomfortable to watch. I think he'll find newfound energy when he gets to San Antonio. Wemby will learn a lot from him. I'm thinking at one time when they had Lob City, if the Golden State Warriors wasn't in their way, and also that OKC team with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, they probably would have went to a championship, at least a championship minimum. But Golden State fucked it up for a lot of niggas on the West Coast during that era. I think Wemby is going to benefit from Chris Paul if they had somebody. Look, let's just say, for instance, I know it didn't happen. If they had DeMar DeRozan over there, I'm putting them in the play-in minimum. You know what I'm saying? Because Wemby's going to get better. Chris Paul's going to make him get better. Popovich is a hell of a coach. He's learning. And one thing about coaches, especially older coaches, a lot of them are stuck in their ways. What's that nigga name that used to get on Allen Iverson nerves with the 76ers?
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown was annoying. He used to fucking annoy me from the TV. And you could tell he wasn't a player's coach. So I think Popovich over the years has become, this is a new generation. We got to know how to deal with these niggas. And I think he learned that coaching curve to where niggas want to come fuck with him, or play for him. So I think Wemby's going to benefit a lot from Chris Paul and Popovich. If they had one more decent player, I would have put them in the playoffs and maybe a 6th, 7th, 8th seed. But I'm not sure that's going to happen without one more piece unless somebody on the roster steps up. But Chris Paul's at the top of the list for people who are less likely to win a ring this year.
Got it. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we return, we will talk about Lavar Ball's advice to Lamelo.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I in this woman way free?
Welcome back. Now let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. So this Sunday, the Raiders will play the Ravens. Underdog Fantasy has Lamar Jackson at 220.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Yeah, I'm going higher as well.
Okay. Derrick Henry's at 74.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
How many again?
74.5 rushing yards.
Lower.
Okay. And Gardner Minshew is at 216.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
200 and what again?
16.5 passing yards. New QB.
Lower.
I'm going to go lower as well.
Okay, make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. So Lavar Ball shared his opinion on Lamelo Ball's older girlfriend. He said, "That woman that Melo has, I like her. Everybody is stuck on the thing like she's so old and he's so young. You don't hear about my son beating her up. She's a woman." So after hearing that quote, just curious, if you guys were in his position with an
Who's his
NBA
girlfriend?
son, her name is Anna Montana.
Anna?
I don't know, Anna.
Oh. That's good.
What's good?
No, I mean, congrats, Anna, you know?
So if you were in Lavar's situation, you had an NBA son, what would your advice be to your son?
You know, the most important decision you can make, actually, other than probably your spiritual faith and stuff like that in life, is the woman you choose to procreate with and spend the rest of your life with, because it's going to determine everything else. So I would make sure that is like the one he definitely wants to be with, because once you start going down that path, it becomes harder not to make that decision, you know, when you got other things that are connected there. And I think when it comes to the young lady that he picked, it could be a beautiful thing. I don't put it past them, but I don't even want to touch that issue.
Lavar said that he liked her. You know, he said that LaMelo always played against older players. He said LaMelo's mentally probably 6-7 years older than what he really is. And he has a grown woman, and she takes care of a lot of stuff around the house. I looked at the interview. It was a really good interview. And to me, more or less, it really isn't about the age. It's more about how somebody treats you, as long as everybody's of age, that is, of course. The family likes her. Seemed like Lavar Ball loves her for LaMelo. And it really isn't about age. If everybody's happy and everybody's comfortable and she's better for him mentally, to me, that's what it's really about. When you have somebody who's not just an athlete, I'll put celebrities, not just celebrities, let's do this, athletes, rappers, musicians, truck drivers. Somebody who's not always going to be home, somebody who's going to be on the road, somebody who's busy, somebody who may have a lot of women around, and you find that person who understands that lifestyle and brings you the most peace, that's what's important. Because even when you're dealing with somebody such as myself, who may be a rapper or entertainer or sports analyst or clothing, all the plethora of things, entrepreneur, the mogul I am, the tycoon, that nigga. It's hard for females who not in the same business to handle what you got going on, because they may not be as busy as you. So if they're not as busy as you, it's like, you didn't pick your phone up. You were busy. I know what you're doing. And that shit, and especially, and you know what's worse than that? What's worse than that is really if you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
The accusations when you're not doing nothing is really, really annoying, because their mind wanders and they're assuming, because they have too much time on their hands, that they say, I seen you with this girl. Yeah, it's my cousin. Yo, come on, bro. So I think if she brings some peace and they're happy and it makes sense, I don't think the 6-7 year age difference is a big deal to me. It's about who brings that man peace, because what people don't realize is that we watch the games that NBA players play, but we don't know what goes into making people the stars that they are. We don't know, look, we as much as we don't know, but kind of do know, we would have to give it up to somebody like Vanessa Bryant, because God bless the dead, we can see as fans the obsession Kobe has with basketball. I'm talking about, when you talk about somebody obsessed with something, I don't know if it's a bigger obsession in anything than how much Kobe was obsessed with basketball. If he studies people's footwork, if he looks at Michael Jordan, if he knows what side of the ball you're strong at dribbling with. He was obsessed. I remember watching an interview with Kobe Bryant. He's like, it's only one person I need to figure out, and it's Kevin Durant. So he moves with 2 foot, but then he does something tricky, and then he goes left. I've been watching film. I still haven't figured it out. I'm going to figure it out, but that's the one person and they're like, yo, God damn, you at home for 6 weeks watching film with Kevin Durant on trying to figure it out.
On his footwork at that.
Yeah, so when you have somebody who can understand your career, and I'm not saying Lamelo Ball's just as intense as RP Kobe, as intense as Kobe is, but it's finding that balance of somebody who can understand a person like his lifestyle. So salute to him and salute to the family for even appreciating what she brings to the table. Because a lot of times, let me tell you something, God bless the dead, my mother ain't like nobody, bro. It was nobody that I could bring around where she didn't like nobody. I'm like, nah, she all right. She's like, yeah, all right. I remember thinking about having another kid with somebody, and she's like, nah, I ain't accepting it. I got one, you got one. I said, my mom used to do a bunch of shit to where she would just like, make females feel so uncomfortable. It was crazy. I remember having sex with a female, and this female was kind of loud, you know what I'm saying? And my mom happened to be in my house this day, and this girl was kind of loud. And I don't have a problem with loud. It was my house. It wasn't like I was at her house. She came over to my joint. So shorty was loud. And I was in the middle of something. My mom banged on the door and told her, yo, stop faking. I ain't like that. And I was like, yo. She said, you can stop all that faking. I was so mad. I said, yo, Mom, you got to chill, yo. I know you can't. I had you. It ain't like that. I said, Mom, all right, Mom, you got it, man. I hear you, my nigga. Pause off, my mom. But for the family to like your wife or your girlfriend, the moral of that story is it's a big deal because my mom didn't like nobody.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to like these younger basketball players with the older ladies, it seems like they're bringing out the best in them. You see that who else was in that?
Jalen Green.
Yeah, Jalen Green, Jalen Brown. He ends up getting MVP. He was dating an older woman, and now Melo. So that's why I said this could be a good thing.
Yeah, that's what Lavar Ball was kind of saying in the interview, and I think he went a little crazy when he talked about, you don't see my son out here beating people up like all players is out here beating women up. But what happens is when you have a mature woman, and I don't just want to say older woman because some younger females understand too, when you have somebody older, they kind of probably missed out on certain things, and they like, nah, I ain't gonna fuck this up. We got Melo 230 on the table. He only trying to do is play basketball. I'm gonna bring this nigga some peace and chill. Because to me, man, whoever's the less headache will get the most time. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start harassing and accusing me and you doing this and doing that because you're not as busy as I am, it'll get radio silent for you, my nigga. Good luck.
Wise words. I was just gonna say, yeah, she just brings no drama to his life. He's never in the news for anything negative or anything like that. So approval is there from his family. Shout out.
It's really not hard. It's really not hard to please guys. Pause. If you're a woman and the guy got everything, it's really not that hard.
Well, what it is too is Mike made a good point.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting you in this if you and listen to me now. I'm trying to tell you, son. Trying to tell you yesterday.
I'm gonna take the disclaimer.
I watched that clip yesterday. I said, this nigga caught active. What's fuck? Niggas started. I can relate to it. I ain't murder. But Mike made a good point the other day when Michael Irvin I'm referring to. When, it's funny, but he was that serious when he said, I brought the whole family in with me because I know I'm going to mess up. He said, I know I'm going to mess up. This way I got the mother here, this, that, and the third. But not saying to Mike's extent of it, but what I'm saying is that, and when I say mess up, it's not always about cheating or anything like that. Sometimes you may be late. Sometimes you may not come back when you're going to come back. Sometimes you may be out doing other things. And if you have a female that's understanding with that, it's just not going to work. Because like I said, it's nothing worse than being accused of something, especially when you're not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I also want to say, so for a woman on the opposite end, it's also what you're willing to tolerate, because obviously every man is not a cheater, but a lot of men are cheating in a certain space. So it's like, I'm not going to say that you have to be okay with that, but a lot of the times what they think is going on. So it kind of depends on the person and the situation at hand.
See, my thing is this, and you know what? And we're in a world.
Saying.
That probably got DMs full of niggas with boyfriends and shit like that trying to hit up like word.
It's like, y'all
so
doing things.
This is her life. I get where she coming from. But one thing for sure is that me personally, and look, it took me a long time to get here. I'm not going to act like I was this person 15, maybe 10 years I've been like this, 10, 12 years. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to see other people until I find somebody that I want to be with. I'm going to tell you straight up, there's going to be other females around. And even if I end up having a main girl, I'm just to where somebody, I'm not saying I'm into poly or anything like that, but I may want to see somebody else, even if I have a girlfriend and I'm being elite. And what happens is people like, oh, no. I'm not lying to you. Would you rather me tell you it's only you and then go bust a move? At least I'm being honest about it. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, when you are doing dirt and you're in a relationship, let's say for instance, you leave a hotel, right? And your phone ringing and it's your girlfriend. You're like, oh shit, did nigga see me? I got tired of being scared. I didn't want to be scared. Being scared is annoying. Like, yo, you get button, I ain't lying to you no more, man. So when I got to a point where I didn't have to lie, I tell females all the time, look, you have to, and just for me, like I said, this is not murder or anybody else out there, you got the top of the top filet mignon. I may want a turkey and cheese every now and then. I don't want filet mignon every night. I may want a BLT. A chopped cheese, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat something else once in a while for us. So but my honesty to me is my highest quality.
Does she get to have a person too?
If for me, yeah. To me, to be totally honest with you,
I don't buy that.
Yo, Killa'S.
You would let them talk to others.
Killa'S,
what I'm saying is this: you don't live in my house. I ain't paying your bills. If I'm doing all that, no, you don't get to do it. You don't get to.
It's a one-sided cheating.
What?
You don't get to do all that. Because the thing about it is this, and don't get me wrong. Look, if I like you, you come in. If you got keys to my hot crib, because I've stayed with females before. If you got keys to my crib, you driving my cars and all that. No, you don't get to do any of that.
You can't be pulling up to his house in your car.
So she can't do that, but if you want a turkey sandwich instead of filet mignon, you can go get a turkey sandwich.
The thing about it, the thing about it is this two-stat, right? I may not want a turkey sandwich or chopped cheese or filet mignon. If you bring to the table what I'm bringing to the table, I won't settle. Now, if you can't bring to the table what I could bring to the table, chopped cheese it is sometime. I can't deal with, I got too much to bring to the table for you not to bring something to the table. And it sounds a little rude or whatever, but listen, I like your point of view because I like to hear where females come from. But I'm honest too. You know, let me tell you something. This is dead serious. I was having sex with a girl, and I'm not getting detail, I'm just telling you a real story. I have sex with a girl, she said, I don't want nobody but you as yours. I jumped out and said, no, it's not, all right? I don't want you to just want me right now. We're not going to do that. And that's a conversation for a later date. Turn around. I'm honest about it. I'm not giving this to nobody else. Yes, the fuck you are. Because we have to have a conversation. And listen, that comes with maturity. I was not this, you're 23. 23, I was lying, cheating. Listen, I was bad, bro. I was bad, man. It took me to get to this level because I didn't want to lie no more. Didn't want to be caught and didn't want to be cheating. Let me give you another example, and we're gonna move on. Last thing. I got a masseuse and shit, you know what I'm saying? So years ago, I had sex with this masseuse. But she's a super, super good masseuse, like dumb good, super good masseuse. And my back was hurting like last weekend. And I went to masseuse out here where we live, but this girl is really good. And she came to massage me. I put her in a hotel. She came over, massaged my back, yada, 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 yada. So she was like, I see as the first day, I ain't do nothing. Second day, now she's like, I was hot in here. Now she just massaging me with her bra on and her panties. I'm like, third day, she's like, massaging. She's like, so you don't want to have sex with me? I'm like, nah. She like, you serious? I'm like, nah, I just needed a really good massage. She like, yo, that's fucked up. You don't want to have sex with me. I'm like, well, look, if I have sex with you, do I still got to pay for the massage? She like, yes, because that's what I did. I said, yeah. Well, let's just keep it on the massage. I'm trying to be professional. Caught an attitude or type of shit. I didn't lie though. Look, if y'all like people who lie to you, it's not a lot of Mason Beffers out here. Niggas gonna lie to you. Niggas is gonna lie to you, man. And they not gonna tell you the truth. And you should respect the nigga who gonna tell you the truth, man. That's my only point about it. Shout out to Lamelo and Lavar. I know we were
shout out to Lamelo.
Well, I'll end with this. I'm going to find you a medium well filet mignon with the A1 sauce, the nice sides, everything, so you don't feel the need to look at any other turkey sandwich, I don't even know, hamburger, cheese, something. No. Because once you get that, Chick-fil-A. Nothing else, no other plate should matter.
What I'm saying is I got that. May want chips. I got filet. Don't get it fucked up. The roster's wild.
I believe you.
I mean, and I don't got a roster like that no more, ladies.
But is crazy.
Yeah. Now I ain't talking about like right now, but if I want to go through the Rolodex, I got a lot. But I'm just saying that when you say, so what I'm saying this, that filet mignon, with my filet mignon, where I don't want nothing else, they gotta like females too. They gotta want some chips. You gotta like girls too for me. And I don't mean like them for me. You gotta be into it. I've been in threesomes where niggas is awkward because they not vibing. They all trying to be with me. I need everybody to be with each other.
Okay, last topic before we close.
It's worth the blood, Joe. Worth the blood, like, yo. Because I'm honest, look, in the last couple girls, I've been dealing with light girls. So it's been working out.
That's
Larry know you be around. Larry be seeing it. Larry know I ain't lying, man. Larry be.
Okay. Again, shout out Lamelo Ball. Okay, last
let
topic.
me ask you real quick. You want one man forever when you one day eventually? Good. And that's what you're supposed to want. That was a trick question.
I would hope most people want
good.
that.
Good.
I want to be married. I want to be with that person for the rest of my life. And when that happens, it'll be wonderful.
And I'm glad you answered that way. I was testing. I looked to those tests. Don't be killer out here, ladies. This is not role model shit I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my life in reality.
Yo, my son.
Lovely. Base is quiet. Okay, so last topic. Trae Young listed his all-time starting five and said Michael Jordan would be his sixth man. He said, if I wasn't starting, I'd put Mike in my place. So I can't put him at the 3 because that's KD's spot. That's OKC. That's one of my idols. Then LeBron James at the 4, and then I'm putting Shaq at the 5. What do you guys think of Trae Young's
Who's at the 2?
logic? Yeah, all he has is him, KD, LeBron, Shaq. Let me figure out the 2.
He said Kobe. He said,
yeah, Kobe, because that's his, yeah.
This is what I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Trae Young. Put my do-rag on for that.
Yo, Brent Hill, get that nigga drugs as soon as the season starts.
Lovely. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. I hope you guys find your filet mignon too. Thanks for watching, and as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.